where I used to live.
That one there. See, she married down, you see, because I was born in Chelmsford in a little terrace house, so. She's had to put up with me for 30 odd years, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we'll probably go over the bike stuff, I think. We're really, I mean, it's been about, what is it, 8 months we've had them now?
9 or 10, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, but because it gets used all winter, we still feel like we have probably only had, what, 15, 20 proper rides on them, haven't we?
Yeah, so we've got to put them in for a service. I think the gears are starting to get a little bit slippy occasionally. Well, mine are, I don't think Joe's are, but you're going to go the forward way again. Yeah. Yeah, nice solid bikes. Good sort of on little tracks as well because of the size of the tyres, and they're puncture resistant tyres on these. As we said, we're happy with the way they ride. Our hub driven bikes were slightly different because they sort of seem to be, as soon as the wheels started turning, they'd sort of take over a little bit, but these are a little bit more sort of steady because they'll give you all the assistance you want, but you still have to use the gears to change up and down, especially when you're going up steep hills and that. But you got the various settings as well, so I usually ride it in the mid setting, which is Tour, and then you've got Sport, Turbo, Eco, which is the smallest amount of assistance. Still gives you a little bit, but not much. Yeah, we're just going to go up this little track. Yeah, so yeah, as you see, like they're just as good on this sort of ground as they are on the road. Really, they're really smooth. Got the nice front shocks on them, good quality. You can adjust them so you can have them so they're sort of on or off. I think Joe's being a bit dramatic. I don't think the deer ran out at her. I think she probably scared it. Little Robin. Yeah. Fallow deer, yeah, possibly.
Yeah, so he's a bigger one.
Yeah.
The jacks are just like goats.
Yeah. So yeah, we're really pleased with them. I mean, there's a few bits that have fallen off. I had to take the mudguard off the other day when we were out because I couldn't get the chain back on because there's clips on the mudguard that are so close to the chain that they don't let you get access to the chain to put it back on. So that was a bit annoying. So I haven't put the mudguard back on again. I've left it off. So Joe's having fun. She doesn't like the loose gravel. She did fall off the other day. Only a slow speed one, but it was.
Yeah, that prompted us to get a new seat post so I can touch the floor a bit better.
Because the sprung seat post you couldn't really put down enough. And Joe's a bit vertically challenged, as she'll agree.
This is supposedly a small bike frame, and a lot of electric bikes aren't.
Because that's extra small, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, but seat post just so that we can just get it down that extra inch, so it's almost the seat sitting on the top of the frame.
Yeah.
And it's actually fine now.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think there's any difference in comfort, is there really?
I haven't noticed. No, because it's still got the force.
Joe just tried to ram me. So yeah, can't remember what I said before that we lost on the video before, but
Oh, the trim fell off the bush sign.
oh yeah, that's fallen off. That's just a sticky thing, isn't it? That we could get to stick back on again. So yeah, that fell off. I think your when it came, there's Joe changing gear again, trying to take the cog off, strip it. So yeah, it does tell you to change down gear if you need to on a hill, but
Yeah, there's just a little arrow like on the on cars.
but generally you don't. It's all right. So yeah, I mean, if you're just tootling along, you can do about 15 miles an hour, and it just gets you along at about that speed, doesn't it?
Yeah, that seems to be what it averages at. Right, shall I go ahead?
Yeah, you go ahead. If you wanna.
Just got a probably a bit of road for a couple of minutes.
You go back the way we came, or well, it's a bit quieter, isn't it?
Okay.
Unless you just want to go down to, yeah, just go down to the next one then. But I think yeah, there's a few little quality things that we've noticed.
Yeah, it's on that plastic trim, but the actual solid bike is really good.
Yeah. Oh, the only other thing is the struts that hold the mud guards. They come out sometimes, and then the mud guard rubs against the wheel. It's more of an annoyance really than anything. It's only if you sort of tap it with something, or you walk past it and clip it with your foot or your leg. It's only just a case of just clipping it back in again, but that's a bit annoying. Good things, I think, you obviously get the bike rack with it, the disc brakes, front suspension, the sprung seat. Obviously we just talked about that with Joe. She changed hers because it was a bit high.
Yeah, we showed that all properly.
Yeah, you get the brake, you get the lock on the back, the horseshoe sort of lock for the wheel, which is quite good if you're just popping into the shop quickly for 2 seconds and you've got an eye on the bike. But obviously people can still pick it up and throw it in the back of a van. Obviously with the price of these things, you've got to look after them, so good quality locks I think is a good idea. The lights, it comes, I mean, I've ridden at night in the dark. Joe hasn't yet, but it's got front and rear lights which work off of the battery. Obviously that probably would affect your range on your battery, but I don't think it's going to be too much because they're LEDs. They probably don't draw that much power. So you see Joe's going up a hill now, and there's not that much effort involved.
No, I wouldn't be able to do it if it was.
And that's quite a steep. This is quite a steep hill, and it just keeps going. You can't probably see how steep it is on the camera, but we're still rattling along at 15 miles an hour. Not much effort. But it's the same. It's the same with anything. I mean, you can switch the battery off and just put it on. You can just press it down and it will go to off. And you can just use the bike as a normal bike. I've done that, and it's actually on on flat ground now. I mean, it's quite a heavy bike, but it's quite sort of solid and sort of once you get it going, it's quite pleasant really, just cycling along. But for normal sort of everyday riding, commuting maybe, if you've only got a few miles to commute, it's probably quite nice. Get to work, you're still fresh. I've cycled to work a couple of times on it. I'm about 5 miles to work, so I usually use my motorbike, but if it's in for service or whatever, or I fancy a change, and I'll cycle in. It's quite nice.
I've cycled in because I felt I had to, because I bought it for the cycle to work scheme. But so
it's a bit further for you though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about 10 miles. But the worst thing is I had to somehow circumnavigate the A12. But then also I've got a few huge I needed to.
So another steep hill, and Joe's still talking.
But the other thing is, I actually only go in once a month now anyway, which is a bit of a COVID thing. So
Even though it's 2 years after lockdown, but
well, I didn't go in at all during lockdown, so it is different.
unfortunately I've always been in jobs that required me to be at work, so I didn't get any of that. Yeah, it's meant to be hot today, but it's humid. But yeah, looks like we might have another storm tonight. It seems quite sort of. Yeah, but I think we've always cycled, and I think maybe an age thing, or maybe because we just got unfit, cycling became a bit of a chore. But now we've got these, it's sort of got us back into it again now, and it's just quite nice. Instead of sitting at home or, you know, doing gardening or whatever, it's just nice to go out and have a little tootle around.
Just get out for an hour, evening or something, it's really nice.
You can cover the ground a bit quicker as well. You can see a bit more on these. So yeah, we'll do another video, hopefully. I don't know whether we got the bit where we talked about the bike rack and the problems we had with it. So yeah, we had a problem with the electrics on the bike rack, but we'll go into that in detail hopefully after we fixed it. If we haven't fixed it, then we won't be taking the bikes to France with us. Girls on bikes, Joe.
I didn't know they were real flats or stuck on her helmet.
No, they were stuck on her helmet, but there was definitely a girl behind on her Harley by the looks of it. You see, you need to get yourself a motorbike and come out with me then.
I did see a pink Essex something, didn't I?
GPZ 500. Yeah, I think it would have been a few years old. It might have needed a bit of work.
It was truly late.
And I know your feet wouldn't have touched the ground on that. So.
But yeah, Neil saying about us that we used to cycle in the, I think that's the thing I've enjoyed, just not feeling rubbish on the bike. After 2 miles on the first hill, you don't feel like you can't do it on this. So
Yeah. And I think that's the thing, isn't it? If you stop enjoying something, then it becomes a chore. You end up stopping doing it, don't you? I mean, this is quite a good way of getting back into it. Maybe in 5 or 6 years' time, we might have normal bikes. Well, that's it, and yeah, that's the good thing about this one. What I've got and what Joe's got, you can put as much power into it as you want. You've got the 5 modes. You can turn it off if you want to get a bit fitter. But also, it conserves the battery as well, so you can go a bit further. I mean,
you could do 100 miles on a really low.
yeah, I